Future Bestsellers. Lisa Daly here. Where is this relationship going? That feeling really sucks in real life, but it is grounds for a big DNF. In other words, did not finish when it comes to romance novels. So how do you structure a romance novel to keep your reader glued to every page? Stay tuned. Lisa Daly here. Thanks for watching. I'm a best-selling, traditionally published author of 9 contemporary romances and nonfiction books. And if you want to write a book you are super proud of and get it published, this is the channel for you. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ding that little bell, because I'll be posting a lot of videos to help you do just that, and I do not want you to miss a thing. So today we're talking about how to structure a romance novel. And at the end of this video, I will give you my own award-winning romance novel beat sheet. Woohoo! Let's make some sparks fly. So when writing a romance, we start off Act 1 with the meet cute. The meet cute is where our characters first meet, sparking simultaneous chemistry and conflict. The double C's. In other words, sparks are flying like crazy, and that will ultimately propel our characters towards their happily ever after. But there is something standing in their way.
May I have the next dance, Miss Elizabeth?
It'd be most inconvenient, since I just want to lose him for all eternity.
Now, I write romantic comedies, so I like to sprinkle in some mortifyingly embarrassing moments right about here, just for laughs.
And this is Natalie. She's new, like you.
Hello, Natalie.
Hello, David. I mean, sir. Shit, I can't believe I've just said that. And I've gone and said shit. Twice. I'm so sorry, sir.
It's fine, it's fine. You could have said fuck and then we'd have been in real trouble.
Thank you, sir. I did have an awful premonition I was going to fuck up on my first day. Oh, piss it.
Don't forget, your job is to make trouble for your characters. And I'm good at my job. So maybe they already hate each other, or just the idea of each other. Maybe somebody's reputation for being a jerk precedes them. Whatever it is, something is driving them apart. And that push-pull conflict will leave them lusty and angsty for the entirety of the book. In my novel, Single-Minded, our heroine Alex is hiding in the pantry during her ex-husband coming out party. Surprise! Stuffing sea salt caramels into her mouth when in walks a super hot, probably gay chef who is just in search of some sterno. Meet cute. Now, despite the immediate and obvious attraction, Alex has some serious trust issues, not to mention the fact that she's almost 30 and she just has realized that she has never ever been on a date with a straight guy. Like, ever. In Mia Sosa's contemporary romance, The Worst Best Man, a wedding planner finds herself teamed up with the gorgeous but definitely evil brother of the man who called off their wedding on her wedding day. Yeah, that's nice. Number 2, Rejection of Love. In the Rejection of Love beat, this is where we really dig into the external forces that are keeping our characters apart. Think warring families like Romeo and Juliet, or maybe they belong to different classes like in American Royals by Catherine McGee.
Where is Seattle? Right. Where's Baltimore? Ah, it's right there. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's like 26 states.
Or maybe they just don't want to admit that they like each other. I've been there. Or maybe they can't get over their emotional baggage. At this point, either one or both of them is convinced that this relationship will never work. But hold on there. This is where we also drop a few little breadcrumbs to let the reader know that even though these characters are both convinced that they can never possibly be together, that this would never work in a million years, they can't stop thinking about each other. Act 2 starts off with our couple thrown together to accomplish some mutual goal. Number 3, give this a chance. In this beat, our main characters find themselves in each other's orbit, even if they'd rather be apart. And this is where our characters must work together like sparring writers who are trying to get over writer's block in Emily Henry's Beach Read. And at the beginning of this, Usually one or both of them can't wait until this experience is over so they can just get away from the person and never see them again. But this is where some feelings are starting to develop between the two of them.
I'm kind of a mess, aren't I?
Nobody's dropping the L word and nobody's really ready to admit it, but they're both kind of starting to see that there's definitely something between them. Number 4, 3 dates and a disaster. So this is where the relationship really starts to develop. And even though the couple knows it's not going anywhere, they can't help sort of trying each other on for size. This is also where we bring in some major sizzle. I mean, these two have such strong chemistry, you can feel it like 13 states away.
Rebecca's pretty unique. She's vivacious.
In each scene, and there are often 3, they're starting to like each other more and more. But it also reaffirms what they already know, which is that there's no way they can ever be together.
This is a very important magazine. Is this where you should be?
Finally, there's some physical encounter, maybe a first kiss or a declaration of intimacy. The walls come down for a brief shining moment, and they can both see how great they would be together, if only. And then just as quickly, it all hits the fan. So either one or both of them are spooked by their growing feelings for each other, or the external force that's keeping them apart suddenly takes center stage, and all of a sudden they pull back again. Number 5, together temporarily. So to make things even more torturous and miserable for our main characters, they still have to work together for that last push to achieve their common goal. And their chemistry and attraction for each other is now like off the charts. Like, wow. Especially now that they've had a little glimpse into what could be. So this is where they begin to trust each other more. They sort of let their guards down a little bit. They allow themselves to be a little more vulnerable. And sometimes they, will share their fears with each other. Number 6, falling for you. So this beat is where our 2 main characters really fall for each other. I mean, they fall hard.
My sister, Miss Georgiana.
My brother has told me so much about you. I feel as if we are friends already.
Oh, thank you. What a beautiful pianoforte.
My brother gave it to me. He shouldn't have.
Yes, I should.
Oh, very well then.
Easily persuaded, is she not?
Your unfortunate brother once had to put up with my playing for a whole evening.
But he says you play so well.
Then he has perjured himself most profoundly.
No, I said played quite well.
Oh, quite well is not very well. I'm satisfied.
Both characters will generally confess either to themselves or to a friend that they've fallen for the other one. And it's not just emotional. This beat is where we'll often see a really significant physical intimacy as well. It's not just about the chemistry anymore. This time, it really means something. If one of our main characters decides to put it all out on the table and confess his or her love, the other can't or won't reciprocate. And this is due to the fact that they either can't overcome their own BS, aka character flaw, or they're afraid to confront the external force that's keeping them apart. Number 7, the breakup. Bring on the mountain of soggy Kleenexes and the tub of Ben & Jerry's, because it's over. Absolutely over. It's never gonna work. Never. It is commonly referred to as the dark night of the soul. And is it ever? It's your worst breakup nightmare. They try to go back to the way things were before, but they just can't. Now that they know what life could be like with the other person, there's no going back. And because of that, they're miserable. They now know what life could be like, and they can't bear the thought that it will never be. Number 8, the sacrifice. Either one or both of them realize that whatever fear, flaw, or external force it is that's keeping them apart is nothing when it compares to the love that they have for each other. So this is when they overcome those fears and flaws and decide that that external force that has been keeping them apart all this time is not going to stop them.
What the hell is going on?
I am in love with your son.
I know.
Not that one. That one.
Jack, what the hell did you do?
He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. It was me. It was all me.
One or both of them makes a decision, so they overcome their biggest flaw or their greatest fear and decide that that external force is not going to stop them. It's not going to keep them from the person that they are madly in love with. Yay, love wins. And this is where either one or both of them makes a decision to either overcome that or sacrifice something in order to be with the person they love. Number 9, let's go to the airport, aka the big declaration. This beat often starts with one character running through the airport so that they can declare their love for the other character. Let's raise the stakes. Why an airport or a wedding? Because it's also fun in this beat to add in a ticking clock. And if our main character doesn't make it in time, their chance at love will be lost forever. They made it.
I would have to tell you. You have bewitched me, body and soul, and I love you. I never wish to be parted from you from this day on.
They're often met with a little last bit of trepidation or concern or fear, but it is quickly overcome because this is true love we're talking about, people. True love.
I love that you get cold when it's 71 degrees out. I love that it takes you an hour and a half to order a sandwich. I love that you get a little crinkle above your nose when you're looking at me like I'm nuts. I love that after I spend a day with you, I can still smell your perfume on my clothes. And I love that you are the last person I want to talk to before I go to sleep at night. And it's not because I'm lonely, and it's not because it's New Year's Eve. I came here tonight because when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible.
Right? Isn't that a great line? Don't we love that? Yes. Which brings us to number 10, the happily ever after. So we get one last beat to confirm to the reader who has invested deeply by this point that our couple is happy together and that their relationship really is going to last. Sometimes, but not always, this beat includes a scene where the people closest to the couple welcome the new significant other into the group or family. In order to be classified as a romance, your book must contain an HEA, otherwise known as a happily ever after, or an HFN, happy for now, where your couple ends up together. Romance readers want it, they expect it, and they will roast you alive if they don't get it. And after everything your couple has been through to be together, they deserve it.
You may only call me Mrs. Darcy when you are completely and perfectly and incandescently happy.
And how are you this evening, Mrs. Darcy? Mrs. Darcy. Mrs. Darcy. Mrs. Darcy. Mrs. Darcy.
If you want a copy of my award-winning romance novel beat sheet, there's a link in the description below. And if you want a breakdown of exactly how the 3-act structure works, you're definitely going to want to check out this video, which shows you how to break down the 3-act structure, not just for romance, but for other genres as well. I'll see you over there. So this video is part of Wordstock 5, which is an AuthorTube seminar series where authors of all different experience levels, from just starting out to traditionally published best-selling authors, all post their take on one single topic. Obviously today, that's story structure. You definitely want to check out some of the other videos. They are absolutely fantastic, and I will link to the playlist in the description below. Wordstock was the brainchild of story detective Robert Jones. He has an awesome video on story structure. You definitely want to head over to his channel and check it out. There are some fantastic videos on the playlist. I will link to it below. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. The meet cute is where our characters